Assalamu alaikum. The case of Dr. Wahid Shaida illustrates an increasing ideopolitical challenge in which the Zionist Lobby Witch-Hunt seeks to protect its sacred golden calf of Zionism at any all expense. The Talk TV host Piers Morgan spearheaded this particular witch hunt, demanding Dr. Wahid is dismissed from the NHS, engineering a desperate, lukewarm public outcry, but nevertheless ultimately creating enough pressure on the authorities to get the desired outcome, due process or not, right or wrong. Dr. Wahid was suspended following his public comments on political issues including Palestine, most probably due to the negative media coverage which painted him as a controversial individual, influencing public sentiment and potentially impacting due process. With this and other high-profile cases, the role of the Zionist lobby has come into sharp focus, which not only acts as the witch hunt lead, but also acts as the judge, jury, and executioner in driving, engineering public opinion and making demands to safeguard its sacred golden calf of Zionism. The intense scrutiny and calls for Dr. Wahid's dismissal because of his pro-Palestinian stance and speaking out resonate with hundreds who have faced similar circumstances in their own workspaces globally. As thousands nationally and across London know, Dr. Wahid is a respectable, long-serving NHS doctor with an unblemished professional record. In fact, he has a very high standing throughout the Muslim community. So why the spectacle? Well, unfortunately, Dr. Wahid is not alone, or the last person to be the victim of this witch hunt. In fact, it should come as no surprise that anyone who dares to speak out against this sacred golden calf of Zionism for its genocidal attacks on innocent people in Gaza will face a similar fate, and the wrath of the Zionist lobby via its tentacles in media, politics, legislature, and the likes, which will all try to strike you down. Just as we saw with the International Courts of Justice, South Africa, Spain, Ireland, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees, the BDS movements, the Friends of Al-Aqsa, even to the extent fellow Jewish but pro-Palestinians, anti-apartheid Jewish campaigners, Jewish academics are not spared from these attacks. The Zionist lobby and their friends muddy the waters, and they associate all legal pro-Palestinian resistance, activism, opposition, campaigning against the sacred golden calf of Zionism as sacrilegious, and they label it anti-Semite, and they subject it to an intense, ferocious witch hunt. Unfortunately, whilst Dr. Wahid, like hundreds of others, have had to pay the price of this witch hunt, the silver lining in the cloud is some of them have now at least been exonerated, including Dr. Wahid, whilst others wait their vindication. However, all have been firm in holding on to their principles and remaining consistent, standing shoulder to shoulder with their Palestinian brothers and sisters in Gaza and beyond. Muslims, non-Muslims, pro-Palestine and free Palestine campaigners must realize that we need to remain firm, persevere, be principled, and continue to speak out against injustice and genocide until Palestine is free, whatever the Zionist lobby throws our way. As for the growing ferocity of the Zionist lobby, it actually signifies its failure, its desperation, and is a weakening of the very so-called Western institutions and so-called principles meant to safeguard impartiality and due process. The sacred golden calf of Zionism is nothing sacred, but an apartheid, racist, and ethnic cleansing ideology which must be exposed, scrutinized, criticized, debated, and put on trial to show the world its devastation and slaughter it has brought upon millions of Palestinians since 1948, if not well before then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.